Yo, what's up, boys? Welcome back to another video. I normally don't do this type of video. I've never done a movie review before, to be completely honest, but I also look silly right now. I have my hood up and I have my headphones over my hood. But I wanted to talk about Superman, and this is going to be a no spoiler movie review. Now, I'm just playing the trailer because I want something in the background so, ADHD kids have something to look at. But I just got back from the movie today. I really enjoyed it. It surprised me. I've never really been that interested in DC, and part of that is because in the past they haven't had very good movies. Um, there were some good Batman movies like The Dark Knight and such, but other than that, DC has never really stood out to me for its movies. I've seen some of the shows, and the video games, of course, stood out. I played the Lego ones and some of the Batman ones. Um, but besides all that, they had not been doing well recently with all the movies. James Gunn, co-CEO of the company, he wanted to make something special to kind of revive DC. And that's what Superman is. Very the movie itself, when you watch it, it feels grand. It's big and it feels like it stands for something for Superman, and Superman is such a big character. He's, as the name implies, Superman. He's a dude. He's has superpowers, but he's also a really good dude. He's meant to be like the sort of guy who humanity itself looks up to and aspires to be like. He's an inspiration, a wonderful dude, and as such, he wants to protect everyone. And that's something some of the previous DC movies did not do too much of a good job of showing, but this movie really drives it home. They had him smiling, they had him happy, that they gave him charisma. They it did not the movie itself did not take itself too seriously. It took itself seriously when the time needed, but no one can relate or look up to a guy who's too serious, right? That's why oftentimes in the comics you don't see Batman acting anything other than serious, and no one's looking up to him in the comics. But or I guess there's probably some. But then Superman, he's this one person who everyone looks up to and counts on for him to do good. And that's what he did in this movie. He stood for something and he stood for his beliefs, and he did not stop until he got everyone safe. Um Another thing I want to point out about this movie that they did really well is Lex Luthor. Oftentimes some of the movies have been painting like the villains, and this isn't just DC. This is DC and Marvel. The villains haven't been like villainous enough. They haven't been looking evil. Some of people are agreeing with them. So, and that's not like a bad thing, but sometimes the villains have looked more redeemable than their attempts to do the heroes. The villain Lex Luthor, they really did him well in this movie. And what I mean by that is they made him egotistical, narcissistic. He only cares about himself. And if he has to hurt other people to get his way, he will. And that's why he hates Superman, because he wants to stop Lex Luthor from hurting people to get his way. And Superman fights Lex Luthor as it is. Everyone knows about that. But the way they portrayed Lex Luthor in the movie as an egotistical, narcissist, psychopathic person, they really did well. Another thing I want to say is I liked the characterization of the lesser known DC characters. Of course, they're still popular, they're still big, they're still in the DC name. Hawk Girl is probably the most known other character that they have. But even so, not everyone knows about Hawk Girl. And also, she had her own character. It wasn't shown much in the movie, but she had her own character. I think what they really stood out about was showing the characterization of Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, the one with a janky haircut who no one likes the haircut. Um, they did a good job at showing that guy. He's kind of egotistical, stuck up, but he's also a good guy. He's also a hero, and he's doing the right thing. And I cannot for the life of me remember the name of the tech superhero guy. Sorry, I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up. That's how you know this isn't scripted because I don't know what I'm saying. I almost got it. Don't click away. I almost got it. Oh yeah, they had crypto. I do want to talk about that before I talk about the tech guy because crypto was a surprisingly big part of the movie. Uh, Superdog. It was a surprisingly fun character, comical, and it did provide some comic relief, but that kept the movie from being too serious. But the dog itself didn't take away from the movie at all. It wasn't quirky just to be quirky. The dog was kind of like there, and it actually added to some of the fights, um, some of the stuff that Superman did. You see in the trailer, he calls for Klypto to come help him, and yeah, as everyone expected, it was very much a comic relief character, but it was also not bad. Now, Mr. Terrific, he's the tech superhero. He was a smart guy, and I think they showed a good portion of his character too. He seemed like a good dude, and you know, he didn't do bad. I gotta be honest, when I first saw the trailer, I felt like Mr. Terrific, Hawk Girl, and Guy Gardner might act a bit antagonistic towards Superman. So I gotta say, they didn't really do the best job of in the trailer, but they were good guys. They were very much good guys. And Lois, she was a very good character. Her relationship with Superman actually drives a lot of the movie, which you could see in the trailer, right? They put that relationship being very much a big part of the movie in the trailer. I liked the fact that they have Superman's parents there. That really helped in the movie as well, show like make him more relatable to they made Superman more relatable to people with his parents, with his goals. He wants to be a good dude. He wants to be someone who others can look up to, and his parents really help bring that point forward, make him relatable. Everyone has parents, and even if you don't know them, well, actually, not everyone has parents, but I'm sorry to say, this video is talking about Superman, not you. So, yeah, I'm not a movie reviewer. I'm just an average Joe. I really liked the movie. I liked the comedy of Superman, and I also liked how they made Superman have a guy with like he had his own issues. He wasn't like perfect. So that also made him more relatable. I think that's all I can say about this movie without giving up too much, but it was fun. I liked it. Superman, it's currently in theaters. If you want to watch it, I recommend watching it before Fantastic Four comes out. I probably will do a review of Fantastic Four. I've been looking forward to Fantastic Four for a long time because I always liked the Fantastic Four. And yeah, this movie was made to completely revive DC. They're redoing the entire DC cinematic universe. And yeah, this movie was also made to compete with Marvel. And the fact that Fantastic Four is coming out, you could tell they really had to drive it home with this movie. And I think they did a really good job. Another character I would like to quickly point on is what was his name? The Elements dude. Hold on. Metamorpho. He was a cool character in the movie. You could see him in this part of the trailer. Hold on. Right here, his hand is kryptonite, so they're using him to keep Superman under control. He was an interesting character, and I actually liked his personification in the movie as well. Um, yeah, felt like all the guys around Lex Luthor, they were kind of one thing I will give away is they were kind of very yes men type people. And I'm pretty sure that's because they're scared of Lex Luthor. I mean, who wouldn't be? Lex Luthor has all of these random people in these cages because he's an evil villain and, you know, they don't want to be like these people. So, yeah. The other two villains in the movie, um, let's see if I can find it. You got him, right? Ultraman. He was, I think, out of any character in the movie, he had the least character to him. And there's a reason for that that I won't get into in this video because it would be a spoiler. But he was a very good way of the bad guys to counter Superman, and he was a very good enemy. Now, for the other one, where's the Fortress of Solitude? I know it definitely shows that in this trailer. This part. She also had some characterization. Uh, human with like nanomachine type bullshit. She was a bad guy, obviously, and I think in the movie they gave her a decent amount of character. I think she hesitates sometimes in what she's doing. And she's thinking about what she's doing, but she's still doing it. So, very, very big theme of this movie, I feel, was like the theme of doing what's right and not letting certain parts about you that you can't change define you. You get to choose and pave your own path, and that's what defines you. And I think this is what the movie is driving forward, and that's the story of Superman. So I really think that they did a good job in this movie, and I'm looking forward to any future videos. Is Superman good? If you want to watch a better movie review, go watch Penguin Zero. He's an average Joe who has average takes. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next video. And I'll probably do Fantastic Four. I really like Fantastic Four. They're one of my favorite superhero teams. Goodbye.